During the recent Steam sale, I realized one very big thing. My Steam library. My Steam library has almost 1,200 games in it. But a good portion of those games, almost half, over half actually, are completely unplayed. Games that I've not even started up for one single minute. And in 2026, that changes. So I'm gonna give it a scale of 1 to 10. It's gonna be called the Return to Play scale. Here you go. Here's a drawing of it that I haven't done yet, but I'll do it. It'll look great, trust me. Now, a 10 on this scale means that I didn't put the game down. I kept playing until I beat it or was satisfied with the amount that I played it. A 1 is I couldn't wait to stop playing it. And a 5 is somewhere in the middle. Obviously, it's a 5. So, there you go. There's a 1 to 10 scale. Now, it's not a review of the quality of the game necessarily. Obviously, I'm not going to play every game all the way through, but it is a bit of an impression it leaves, and if I keep playing, it's a little bit more indicative of the quality of the game. If that makes sense. You know what, let's just get into it, huh? Before we begin, I'm not going in alphabetical order or Steam's Play Next order. I'm going completely random. So I have 655 games or whatever, and I throw it into a random number generator. It gives me a number, and yes, I do indeed have to count all those games until I find the one that it picked. Game number 437, we're starting out strong with a lot of counting, is SWINE. It's an acronym, I don't know what it stands for, but it looks like this. It's very weird. It's an RTS game, not usually my kind of jam. I suppose it's not really RT, real time, because you can pause it. I don't know. I don't know anything about these games. I don't play them, but I will say SWINE is pretty funny. It's a game where you play as basically Nazi pigs or ducks. I didn't get around to playing the ducks, but the pigs were very funny. Now, I'm really, really bad at RTS games, and I didn't know that until I played SWINE. I really don't know what I was doing in this game, but it was fun enough. It was pretty simple. There was not a lot of things to manage or whatever. It was just kind of like a pretty basic RTS game. But it had a very funny coat of paint. I mean, German pigs.
Why are there populations on this planet who have more carrots than we do? Why is their land bigger and more productive than our own? Who gave them the right, I ask?
Now that would probably wear thin after a while, but for the time that I played the game, it was pretty decent, and I'd give it like a 4 out of 10. It's just not my thing, and I did get an achievement, so not everybody can say that.
Thunderation! Capture those little furballs!
Number 331 was Monster Crown. Now this is a Game Boy Advanced style Pokemon clone. I'm not a big Pokemon guy. I do like the Monster Collection games. There's a few of them I like. This one, I'm not really huge on Pokemon. It's just not my thing, you know. Pokemon cards, I don't know why people are buying them. But this one is kind of like not very good. I played it for not very long, but in that time, I really got the impression that this was made by somebody who really liked the Game Boy Advanced Pokemon games. And if you're into that, that's probably okay. The animations were like almost non-existent. Things just kind of appeared on screen. The combat was like extremely slow. You had to wait for the text at the bottom to like play every single time you did anything. It just was a very slow experience, and I wasn't super interested in it to begin with. So this one, I didn't play for very long. And you know what? Because of that, I give it a 2 out of 10. I give it a 1 out of 10. I'm not coming back to this game, okay? I'm not going to play this game again. Number 377, Ori and the Will of the Wisps. Now this, come on now, this is a classic. You've probably heard of this one before. This is the Metroidvania, sort of like Hollow Knight, kind of not like Hollow Knight. It's, I believe it's an Xbox Game Studio game. So they're probably, you know, all fired at this point. Ori and the Will of the Wisps. This was the second game in the Ori series, and it is so good that I can't believe I haven't played it before. This game is absolutely gorgeous. There are so many cool abilities in this game that you can get. The map is absolutely amazing. The story is... it's one of those stories where it's like they're showing you rather than telling you, so it's pretty easy to follow. It's not super in-depth, but honestly, I'm happy with that. I don't need this big, grand narrative in my game. I just give me a reason to do whatever I'm doing. Like I said, the artwork is absolutely incredible. It's just so good. I like this game. You play it on an OLED screen. I played it on the Steam Deck OLED, and oh my gosh, those colors look so good. So this game, I don't know how they do it. There is a bit of a learning curve because sometimes it can be hard to tell what's in the foreground and what's in the background, and especially during the combat, there's a lot of flash to like your attacks and stuff, and so during some of the boss fights, it can be kind of difficult to see like where you are in the boss fight. But it's such a small thing. The game is not terribly difficult. Most of its difficulty comes from its platforming. It has some pretty brutal platforming challenges that I really enjoy, and when you die, you just get put on the last solid ground you stood on, basically, so there's like no downtime. If you die, it's like not that big of a deal. You can just try again, which I really like. If you're gonna kill me over and over again with a really brutal section of a game, just like let me try again as soon as possible. Like, no more of this run back. I'm looking at you, Silk Song. Okay, no more of this. But yeah, this game is absolutely incredible. I'm still playing it. I can't put it down. It is so much fun. The combat is really good. It has like this, almost this Devil May Cry feel to it, where you can like knock enemies in the air and jump up and slash them a bunch. It's so good. The abilities, the actual Metroidvania progressive abilities that you need in order to unlock parts of the map and things like that. Some of them you've seen before, but a lot of them are really unique. There's like a sand tunnel move. There's a water dash which you can use to like bounce up into the air. It's so good. This game is so good. It is constantly rewarding your time. It's constantly rewarding your effort. If you're curious about a place, there's going to be something cool there. The map is really easy to read. It marks all the stuff that you find on it. It's just such a great game. This is such a great game. This is like one of those games that every minute feels well spent in it. It is so much fun. It's a 10 out of 10. I can't put it down. It's getting played until I finish. Okay, Ori and the Will of the Wisps, 10 out of 10 game. This game's amazing. You need to play it. Number 275 is a game called Immortal Planet, and I knew basically nothing about this game. It's kind of Souls-like, it's kind of roguelike, it's kind of sci-fi. It's also incredibly dull. It's not bad. The combat is pretty good. It's satisfying enough. You know, you block, you parry, you dodge, you know, it's a Souls game, but it's overall a little bit light on personality. It's, if you like that combat style, it's good enough, but it's not terribly interesting. It's a little bit generic. It's a little bit slow, I guess. It's just kind of okay. I walked away with this game is very okay feeling. I don't like Souls-like games, so this, you know, didn't really do it for me. I give it like a 3 out of 10. It's not bad. It's not my thing. It's kind of dull. I probably won't return to it. It's just Number 71 is Blue Fire. Now, I've heard a lot of good things about Blue Fire. It's kind of like a 3D Hollow Knight, they said, and that's not true at all, okay? This is not a 3D Hollow Knight. This is a Zelda game, basically, is what this is trying to be. Now, I grew up with Zelda, man. This is my jam. However, Blue Fire is just a little bit kind of okay. It's not terrible. It just, everything feels very boring. The combat, I think, is the worst offender of this. It is so weightless and nothing. It's I use the word flaccid to describe it. I'm not sure how I'm feeling about the combat in this game. It's a little unimpactful.
Not quite.
What's the opposite of impactful? Flaccid.
I think flaccid would actually be a perfect term to describe.
Flaccid combat. Your sword doesn't really feel very strong or impactful. The enemies are a little boring. They just kind of, it's like they move in slow motion. There's really not a lot of impact to hitting an enemy, and it's just kind of not good. The combat is very bad. On the flip side of this, the platforming is actually pretty good. It's a little bit on the stiff side. It doesn't have that super fluid movement like a Mario 64 or a Hat in Time or, you know, some other big name platformer or something like that. But it is serviceable. It works enough, and it's kept me playing for a while. I beat the first dungeon. Again, this is a Zelda game. And the puzzles they're okay. It's kind of hard to judge based off the first dungeon because it's obviously going to be the simplest, but it was a lot of finding a key to open a door, to find a key to open another door, to find a key to open a door. It just wasn't like thrilling. The water level you could lower in order to get further into the dungeon, but you never had to raise it up. You never had to do anything interesting like that to like raise it up to get to a different part or something like that. So it's like it wants to be a Zelda dungeon, but it doesn't have the gruff to really stump you in any of these puzzles like a good Zelda dungeon would. Finally, what really killed this game for me was the chests. Now, if you're going to be a Zelda clone, you need to have your chests be exciting. That's like part of the game, right? Like that's a big part of the game is that music that plays when you open a chest and you get like some awesome item or, you know, like a heart piece that you need 3 more of. So, I mean, that's not always great. Or like money. You know, not all Zelda chests are great, okay? But the ones in Blue Fire are really bad. They're really, really bad. They give you these ore, and I didn't even play long enough to figure out what the ore was for. But it's like, no. Give me money, give me some sort of heart upgrade, give me something, literally anything but this random ore that completely deflates any excitement from any chest in the game. This is a special type of ore. Highly valuable and rare precious sapphire, highly valuable and rare precious emerald, highly valuable and rare precious ruby, highly valuable and rare precious void ore.
No way. Dude, don't worry. There's another chest that it's gonna redeem itself. There's gonna be a weapon in that one.
There's gonna be a weapon in this one?
Uh-huh. Oh my god.
Bro, how did you know? I wanted to like this game a lot more than I did. I like Zelda games. I grew up with all the Zelda games. I've played a ton of them. I've played almost all of them, actually. And this feels like it's trying to be a Zelda game, but it just doesn't hit the mark. It's just not very good. It's not terrible like the last game. It's not terrible. But it's bland. It's not very exciting. And there's a lot of important components to being a Zelda clone that this game doesn't quite hit. The chests are super boring. The combat is really not impactful. I don't need it to be more complicated. I just need it to sound and feel better to hit things. And that's something that Zelda has always done. It's always felt very good to hit enemies, even though the combat generally is not very complicated at all. So all in all, I would give Blue Fire maybe a 4. I would return to it over some of the other games we've talked about so far, but again, I'm just not crazy about it. Actually, I forgot. I don't remember what this one was, but this is The Police, so it's down in the T's somewhere, probably a 300 or something like that. Anyway, This is The Police is the name of the game, and you could probably guess it's a police dispatch kind of game. It's also very, very heavy on its comic book kind of visual novel style, and holy crap, there is a lot of talking in this game. You have to wait probably 10 minutes after hitting play game to actually, play the game, because there's so much talking involved. They have this story going on, and if you're interested in it, great. I didn't find it terribly interesting. It's very slow. It's very not interesting. I'm sure it probably gets interesting later, but I just didn't. I did not care about the story at all. So I gave it a few minutes, tried to get into it, didn't. So I skipped it and got to the gameplay.
When I tell Emma not to let anyone in, there's only one. Rude, arrogant, white summer shoes. Mayor Rogers enters every room like he never.
Okay.
In the
All right. You know what? We're just gonna.
He just told you what you have to do.
I don't care. Sorry.
That was like that was probably the only important thing of anything that just happened.
I'm done, dude. I'm done. I need the game. Where's the game?
Now, the gameplay is a police dispatch simulator. It's kind of complicated in weird ways where there's a lot of numbers on your policemen, and sometimes it just seems like they fail because they just failed. Like, what are you going to do about that? You could send your 2 best officers to something as simple as like graffiti, jaywalking, and the guy would still get away. It's like, what are we doing here?
Not sure how to proceed. They may contact you and ask you to handle the situation. Okay. Vehicle in question is parked right outside. Sounds of moaning in the left. Dude, this music is killing me right now. I can't with the constant sax. I can't with the constant sax, dude. I can't pay attention.
Through an open window?
Sneak in the house through an open window. Get him.
Bro, which one's going? Offender. She died!
I couldn't figure out what the actual process for getting some of these perps put into jail. They kept getting away. Also, this game is kind of unhinged at times. A lot of my police officers were just killing civilians. There's probably something to say there about the state of today, but I'm going to leave that one alone.
Run him over! Bro! Civilian killed! What did you do? He got away and you killed a civilian?
Also, there was a section of this game that required me to fire all my black cops. And I'm not even joking. There was literally a section of this game where an event popped up where I was required to fire my black cops. Like legitimately fire all the black cops.
My dog literally just died. Fire all black cops.
What? Yo, this took a very, very different turn than what I thought was going to happen with this game.
But this game is just kind of boring. Like you send something pops up, you get a call, and then you assign a couple of police officers to it, and maybe they catch them, maybe they don't. There's a good chance somebody's gonna die. So I mean, there you go. There's a whole detective system. There's a whole firing certain officers and hiring more. There's obviously something going on here, a little bit more in depth than what I got into. But as far as playing the game, it just wasn't very fun. Maybe if that's your thing, you always wanted to be a police officer or something like that, then this would be a fun game. But for me, it just lacked any real fun. It was not fun. So I give it like a 2 out of 10. It had some redeeming qualities. The voice acting was pretty good, even though I didn't really care about what was going on. The artwork was pretty good, and the UI was pretty well designed. It was a pretty simple UI, given how complicated everything kind of seems. So I'd give it a 2. Just has some redeeming qualities, but it's definitely not for me, and it's definitely not a game I will be returning to. Number 621, which required a lot of counting on my behalf, was Warhammer 40k Chaos Gate Demon Hunters. In case the title wasn't long enough, this is basically a Warhammer painted XCOM clone. It's really, really close to XCOM in the sense that you have the tactical layer and then you have the like world layer or worlds, kind of galactic level. There's research, there's gear for your soldiers. Your soldiers can permanently die, I guess, and you know, it's XCOM. Like, it's literally XCOM. Okay, it's got a little bit more going on. There's some stratagems you can call in, some more like upgrade paths, kind of different classes and perks and things like that. But for all intents and purposes, it's pretty much XCOM. And in that sense, I really like XCOM 2. I think XCOM 2 is such a fun game. I always come back to it pretty much every year for a playthrough. It's super, super fun. This, on the other hand, I'm not as crazy about. Now, a big reason for that is I just really don't like Warhammer. I kind of wish I did, because there's so much Warhammer stuff out there these days, but I just don't. I just really don't like Warhammer. I think it's a little too edgy for me. I prefer things to be a little bit, you know, lighter. It's just very overly serious, and I know there's like a comedic level to it where it's like that's what it's supposed to be, but it's just not my thing. Warhammer is just not my thing. I never played Rogue Trader for that exact reason. It's a little bit more complicated. A lot of the differences between this and XCOM are going to be nuanced. There's a bigger focus on melee. There's more kind of abilities in a way, kind of. Overall, it's another, you know, how many times can I say XCOM clone? Because that's basically what it is. Now, this one I did play for more than the others, and I had a good time with it. The question then becomes, if I liked it, will I return to it? And for me personally, the quality of the game is pretty good. It's not quite as good as XCOM or, you know, some of the other XCOM clones. Maybe even Phoenix Point is a little bit better. But overall, it's a good game. Like, if you like Warhammer and you like XCOM, or if you just like Warhammer, this is a good game to play. I think the UI is a little busy. There's just a lot of stuff on it, like not necessarily buttons you can push, but it's just like there's just a lot of like extra fluff to the UI. It's very busy, it's not very clean UI. I feel like the Warhammer name tag and the Warhammer theme does bring it down for me personally, just because I'm not into it. So I'd say it's a 5. If I was looking for something like this, there are probably a lot of other games I would play before this, but overall, it's pretty solid. It's not bad, it's pretty good, and if you like Warhammer, this is probably something that you should play. Number 445 is Roki. Roki, I think, is actually how you pronounce it. Roki. This is kind of like... It's got this emphasis on story. It's very slow. I played it for probably about an hour, and it was just starting to get interesting. So you play as this girl, and she's like just kind of living life, I guess. Obviously, her mother died or something like that, some trauma, and she has this very, very, very annoying brother. He is so annoying. I just want to... Anyway, so you kind of walk around, and your kind of mundane tasks are puzzles for a little while. It's like, here, pick up a snowball, throw it at the statue thing, or combine these two items, pick up the book and read it to the kid. And it's like, it's very kind of slow and annoying. It does pick up pretty quickly, though. It picks up in the sense that there's this giant monster that starts like kind of harassing the house and messing with the house, and that's when it starts to get interesting. And then you're running around finding the path that, because the monster took your brother. The puzzles were not very complicated. It was a matter of uncovering snow on marbles and following the marble path. It wasn't doing it for me. I could see where somebody would like this. This is more of kind of an artsy game, you know, games as an art form sort of thing. So I could see where somebody would really like this, especially if they're into the story. It's interesting enough for what it is. It's just not really my thing. I'd give it maybe a 4. I didn't really think that the puzzles were all that interesting or exciting, but again, it wasn't like the worst game ever, and it did start to get interesting once the monster got in and started causing some mayhem. So if it's your thing, this is probably a pretty good one. It's got good reviews on Steam, so there you go. Finally, for the last game that I've played thus far is number 42, called Bad North. Bad North is a very simple strategy kind of game. It's kind of a war game, but it's very, very contained. You go from island to island, and you have these dudes, these armies that you can put on there, and basically you put them in a position and they go crazy on each other. And it's so simple that it works. It's one of those games where it's like so good from the moment you sit down. Watching the little dummies go after each other with just such vigor is so heartwarming to me. They run around, they beat the crap out of each other, and that's pretty much it. As you go through the different islands, you sort of progress to the east. You get to unlock certain new battalions, basically, or platoons. Some of them have certain abilities. They're led by a guy. You can turn them into archers or pikemen or infantry. You can buy perks. You can get items. It's pretty good. Now, that being said, it is very repetitive, but that's okay because that core gameplay is really, really fun. This is one of those games, probably not one that you're going to binge, but this is one game that's really, really easy to pick up and just have a good time for an hour or two, right? It's probably going to be one of those games that I do that with. I'll put it on the Steam Deck, and I'll just pick it up for a little bit, watch the dudes go crazy on each other, and then put it down, and then pick it up again next time I have a few minutes to spare. It is really good at that. It is so simple, but it has just a little bit of depth to where you get a captain that has a special ability, like being able to move faster or have an extra soldier in his platoon. And you should really start to question, okay, do I want to turn him into an archer? It would be good if the archers could get into position. It could be good if the pikemen could get into position faster, or have an extra body in the shield wall that we make. And there's kind of a rock, paper, scissors level of strategy here. There's just enough strategy to who you put where that it does kind of keep things lively, even though it is so simple. It's simple but effective is really what I'm trying to say, and it is so much fun. This game was hard to put down for a little while. I definitely give this one like an 8 out of 10. I'm not as crazy about it as I was Ori. Ori I just like couldn't put down at all. Bad North, I played it for about an hour, maybe an hour and a half, and then I took a break, and I definitely see myself coming back, but not for the long binge sessions like at night or something like that. Like I would play it for a little bit and then go play something else. So that's all of the games that I've played so far. This is a little bit of a different format. I don't have anything scripted out or anything. This was just kind of, we're going to keep playing these games. We're going to get to the bottom of the backlog, and maybe along the way we'll find more amazing games like Bad North and Ori, but more likely we'll find really terrible games. So anyways, thanks for watching, and I will see you all next time when we crush out a few more backlog games.